Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjala-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri-Yuta-Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakambhitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are continuing with the reading from Bhagavad-gītā as it is. From His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda, founder-ācārya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And we are continuing reading chapter 4, which is entitled Transcendental Knowledge. It's about spiritual knowledge of the soul, the God, and the relationships, and this is both purifying and liberating. We are continuing second part of the section, Krishna as the object of everyone's realization and creator of varṇāśrama. So today will be something about varṇāśrama also. And last time we heard how Krishna is reciprocating with everyone. This was in Shloka 4:11. So either with devotee or those who want liberation or those who want some yogic perfections or fruits of works, with all of them Krishna is able to reciprocate, and therefore also is better to approach Krishna if we have any desire, not only devotional desire but also other desires, because there is one advancement by approaching Krishna. We will develop also spiritually gradually. Those desires will be purified. And we spoke also something that some less intelligent people are approaching demigods for these desires. So this approach is not so recommended, because demigods can avoid benediction, but this benediction is only temporary, it's material. And they also doesn't much distinguish whether it is for our spiritual progress or not. So that's why it's better to approach Krishna, because this spiritual upliftment will be there also. And also some people think that Krishna is on the same level of demigods. That's why they are approaching the demigods, but this is basically atheistic approach. Krishna is not on the same level. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas demigods are only empowered living entities for specific functions in this universe. So, continuing. Chapter 4, Shloka 13. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. Chaturvarnyam, the four divisions of human society. Maya, by me. Srishtam, created. Guna, of quality. Karma, and work. Vibhagashaha, in terms of division. Tasya, of that. Kartaram, the father. Api, although. Mami, vidhi, you may know. Akartaram, as the non-doer. Avyayam, unchangeable. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Purport: the Lord is the creator of everything. Everything is born of Him, everything is sustained by Him, and everything after annihilation rests in Him. He is therefore the creator of the four divisions of the social order, beginning with the intelligent class of men, technically called Brahmanas, due to their being situated in the mode of goodness. Then next is the administrative class, technically called the Kshatriyas, due to their being situated in the mode of passion. The mercantile men, called the Vaishyas, are situated in the mixed modes of passion and ignorance, and the Shudras or laborer class are situated in the ignorant mode of material nature. In spite of his creating the 4 divisions of human society, Lord Krishna does not belong to any of these divisions, because he is not one of the conditioned souls, a section of whom form human society. Human society is similar to any other animal society, but to elevate man from the animal status, the above-mentioned divisions are created by the Lord for the systematic development of Krishna consciousness. The tendency of a particular man toward work is determined by the modes of material nature, which is acquired. Such symptoms of life, according to the different modes of material nature, are described in the 18th chapter of this book. A person in Krishna consciousness, however, is above even the Brahmanas. Although Brahmanas by quality are supposed to know about Brahman, the supreme absolute truth, most of them approach only the impersonal Brahman manifestation of Lord Krishna. But the man who transcends the limited knowledge of the Brahmana and reaches the knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, becomes a person in Krishna consciousness, or in other words, a Vaishnava. Krishna consciousness includes knowledge of all different plenary expansions of Krishna, namely Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, etc. And as Krishna is transcendental to the system of the 4 divisions of human society, a person in Krishna consciousness is also transcendental to all divisions of human society, whether we consider the divisions of community, nation, or species. So Krishna is saying here that he has created the 4 divisions of human society according to material modes of nature, and in spite that he is the creator of this system, he is not part included in this system, so he is above the system and he is not affected by it. And he is describing here, Srila Prabhupada is describing here these 4 divisions. First one is intelligent class of men, or Brahmanas, and they are situated in the mode of goodness. Then Kshatriyas, or administrative class, they are in the mode of passion. Vaishyas, there is mixed mode, or mercantile class. Vaishyas are situated in the mixed mode of passion and ignorance. And Shudras, or laborer class, are situated in the mode of ignorance only. So, but Krishna, as we said, is above these modes, is transcendental to the modes of material nature. And also, those who are Vaishnavas are also above the modes of nature, or that's this means also they are above the Brahmanas, because Brahmanas understand only, or they should at least understand the impersonal Brahman realization of the Lord. But Vaishnavas understand the personal realization also. And yes. And these divisions of human society are basically meant for uplifting the people, or the human beings to the spiritual realization. There should be supportive for this. Okay, some more quotes here about varṇāśrama. Is from Śrīmad Bhagavatam 3:21, 52 to 54. Let's just read this part of purport. The institution of 4 varnas and 4 ashramas is confirmed here to be Bhagavad-gītā, which means designed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad-gītā, this is also confirmed. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. The Lord says that the institution of 4 varnas and 4 ashramas is created by me. Anything created by the Lord cannot be closed or covered. Divisions of varnas and ashramas will continue to exist either in the original form or in degraded form, but because they are created by the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they cannot be extinguished. They are like the sun, a creation of God, and therefore will remain. Either covered by clouds or in a clear sky, the sun will continue to exist. Similarly, when the varnāśrama systems becomes degraded, it appears as a hereditary caste system. But in every society, there is an intelligent class of men, a martial class, a mercantile class, and a laborer class. When they are regulated for cooperation among communities according to the Vedic principles, then there is peace and spiritual advancement. But when there is hatred and malpractice and mutual mistrust in the caste system, the whole system becomes degraded. And as stated herein, it creates a deplorable state. At the present moment, the entire world is in this deplorable condition because of giving rights to so many interests. This is due to the degradation of the four castes of varnas and ashramas. Yes, so Srila Prabhupada is speaking here also that this system of varṇāśrama in the means of time degraded into caste system, which is just by birth. That if somebody is born in, for example, in Brahmana family, so he's supposed to be also Brahmana, but Krishna did not design system like this. He is clearly mentioning that according to the modes of material natures, which mean goodness, passion, or ignorance, which quality prevails in the person's nature, according to this varna is designed or detected. So it's not by birth, but by the quality of the nature of a person. But now it's degraded or is kind of not scientifically performed, at least, because these divisions are there. There are some teachers, there are some administrative people, there are some businessmen, so these are there, but they are not following it properly. So it's not scientifically followed now, mostly. Okay. One more quote from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.8.10. It's about Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj didn't like the idea of avoiding the purificatory process. Despite the many obstacles, he wanted to take advantage of Garga Muni's presence and do what was needed. The purificatory process is essential specifically for Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. Therefore, since Nanda Maharaj presented himself as a Vaishya, this process of purification was essential. Formerly, such institutional activities were compulsory. Chaturvarnya Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhaga Shaha Bhagavad-gītā 4.13. Without these activities of purification, the society would be considered a society of animals. To take advantage of Garga Muni's presence, Nanda Maharaj wanted to perform the Namakarana ceremonies, even secretly without any gorgeous arrangements. Therefore, the opportunity for purification should be regarded as the essential duty of human society. In Kali Yuga, however, people have forgotten the essence. Mandak sumanda matayo manda bhagya hyupadrutaha. Bhagavatam 1.1.10. In this age, people are all bad and unfortunate, and they do not accept Vedic instructions to make their life successful. Nanda Maharaja, however, did not want to neglect anything. To keep intact a happy society, advance in spiritual knowledge, he took full advantage of Garga Muni's presence to do what was necessary. How degraded society has become within 5,000 years. Mandak sumanda matayo manda bhagyaha. The human life is obtained after many, many millions of births, and it is intended for purification. Previously, a father was eager to give all kinds of help to elevate his children, but at present, because of being misguided, people are prepared even to kill to avoid the responsibility of raising children. So we see in this, especially for the higher caste, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, they were supposed to also observe some purificatory processes. This is what kept them the purity of these varnas. But after some time, this especially basically there are 10 samskaras or purificatory processes which are supposed to be followed, at least. So, and those were compulsory for these higher castes. Otherwise, if not performed, they would degrade into Shudras. So basically now they are not followed. So that's why it's said that basically all human beings who are born now, if not following this, and which is the most cases, so they are considered to be in the Shudra category, or the lowest varna. Question. Means according to Varda, individuals should be named. That is also a purification. So this is statement or a question? Sorry. Okay, so it should be named according to Varna. Because now also we can see that some names are according to occupations. Even in my language, we can find some names which are like the occupations, but these people are no more doing these occupations. So there definitely is some connection. Yes, okay. So yes, so Nanda Maharaj did this Namakarana process or purificatory process, which is meant for higher castes especially. Okay, so we move to 414. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phales priha itimam yobhijanati karma bhrirnasa badhyate. Na never mammi karmani, all kinds of work limpanti, do affect na nor me, my karma phale in fruitive action. Spriha, aspiration, iti dus mammi. Yaha, one who abhijanati, does know. Karma bihi, by the reaction of such work. Na never sahahi badhyate, becomes entangled. Translation: there is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. Purport: as there are constitutional laws in the material world stating that the king can do no wrong, or that the king is not subject to the state laws, similarly the Lord, although he is the creator of this material world, is not affected by the activities of the material world. He creates and remains aloof from the creation, whereas the living entities are entangled in the fruitive results of material activities because of their propensity for lording it over material resources. The proprietor of an establishment is not responsible for the right and wrong activities of the workers, but the workers are themselves responsible. The living entities are engaged in their respective activities of sense gratification, and these activities are not ordained by the Lord. For advancement of sense gratification, the living entities are engaged in the work of this world, and they aspire to heavenly happiness after death. The Lord, being full in himself, has no attraction for so-called heavenly happiness. The heavenly demigods are only his engaged servants. The proprietor never desires the low-grade happiness such as the workers may desire. He is aloof from the material actions and reactions. For example, the rains are not responsible for different types of vegetations that appear on the earth. Although without such rains, there is no possibility of vegetative growth. Vedic Smriti confirms this fact as follows. Nimittamatram evaso sejyanam sarga karmani pradhana karani bhuta yato vaisrija shaktayaha. In the material creations, the Lord is only the supreme cause. The immediate cause is material nature by which the cosmic manifestation is made visible. The created beings are of many varieties, such as the demigods, human beings, and lower animals, and all of them are subject to the reactions of their past good or bad activities. The Lord only gives them the proper facilities for such activities and the regulations of the modes of nature, but he is never responsible for their past and present activities. In the Vedanta Sutra 3133, it is confirmed, Vaishamya naigrinyena sapekshatvad. The Lord is never partial to any living entity. The living entity is responsible for his own acts. The Lord only gives him facilities through the agency of material nature, the external energy. Anyone who is fully conversant with all the intricacies of this law of karma or fruitive activities does not become affected by the results of his activities. In other words, the person who understands this transcendental nature of the Lord is an experienced man in Krishna consciousness, and thus he is never subjected to the laws of karma. One who does not know the transcendental nature of the Lord and who thinks that the activities of the Lord are aimed at fruitive results as are the activities of the ordinary living entity, certainly becomes entangled himself in fruitive actions. But one who knows the supreme truth is a liberated soul fixed in Krishna consciousness. So basically, main purport of this verse is that the living entities are responsible for the reactions of their actions, especially if they are desiring or any reactions, basically, because we know also in 4.11 Krishna was saying, however, whatever we desire in this way is, or how we surrender that way, he reciprocates. So it's just basically trying to fulfill our desires. So if we have material desires, we get material results, also material entanglement. And he's just giving us some space to perform these activities, to get these desires fulfilled, but he's not taking responsibility for any of them, because he's above. And also himself, he doesn't have any attraction in engagement in these material activities, because for him it is like lower taste, I would say. Only living entities who are have some covering of ignorance have this attraction for their material activities. And also important things, those who know the transcendental nature of the Lord, who understand how karma works, they have ability not to be entangled in these karmic reactions. So these are quite, I would say, subtle things to understand how this karma is working, because karma is very complicated thing at all. But it's important that we should understand that Lord is above this, and he's not working for his for any fruits, any material fruits of the work. And if we understand this, then also we will not be affected by these fruitive results or karmic reactions. Also, because in anything what we do in spiritual life, the consciousness is important. So that's why it is mentioned here that if we have this understanding of transcendental consciousness, then the results will be different as we have consciousness. Even if we do the same work, which looks the same way, we already had this before, that depending on the consciousness, then this karma is there or is not there, these karmic reactions, depending on our desire or our motivation why we are doing certain activities. So we basically doesn't matter much externally what we are doing, but it's very important with what is the intention, what is our consciousness. So we should be aware of this also. Okay, 4.15. Evam gyatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhi kuru karmaima tasmatvam purvaih purvataram kritam. Evam thus gyatva, knowing well, kritam was performed karma work purvaihi by past authorities, api indeed, mumukshubhi who attain liberation, kuru just perform karma, prescribed duty, eva certainly, tasma therefore, tvam you, purvaihi by the predecessors, purvataram in ancient times, kritam is performed. Translation: all the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. Purport: there are two classes of men. Some of them are full of polluted material things within their hearts, and some of them are materially free. Krishna consciousness is equally beneficial for both of these persons. Those who are full of dirty things can take to the line of Krishna consciousness for a gradual cleansing process, following the regulative principles of devotional service. Those who are already cleansed of the impurities may continue to act in the same Krishna consciousness so that others may follow their exemplary activities and thereby be benefited. Foolish persons or neophytes in Krishna consciousness often want to retire from activities without having knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Arjuna's desire to retire from activities on the battlefield was not approved by the Lord. One need only know how to act. To retire from the activities of Krishna consciousness and to sit aloof making a show of Krishna consciousness is less important than actually engaging in the field of activities for the sake of Krishna. Arjuna is here advised to act in Krishna consciousness, following in the footsteps of the Lord's previous disciples, such as the sun god Vivasvan, as mentioned herein before. The Supreme Lord knows all his past activities as well as those of persons who acted in Krishna consciousness in the past. Therefore, he recommends the acts of the sun god who learned this art from the Lord some millions of years before. All such students of Lord Krishna are mentioned here as past liberated persons engaged in the discharge of duties allotted by Krishna. So Krishna is advising Arjuna, despite understanding his transcendental nature, still he should perform his duty. And this is what also other liberated souls did. So one thing is persons who are polluted in their heart by material consciousness, they should be engaged in their duties, and in this way they will get purified. And those who are also already purified, so they should act anyway, because then they are setting the proper examples for others to follow also. So both of these categories should continue by performance of their duties. And definitely it's not recommended to make a show of some spirituality and just sit somewhere and don't do anything, because sooner or later, if the consciousness is not purified, the mind will start to invent some some nonsense activities, and then the person may fall down again. So unless there is full purification, it is still recommended to continue with these things, with the duties. And even after that, as Krishna says here. So okay, and I have some more comments from our acharyas on the varṇāśrama. Something. How impurities can be cleaned? Only chanting Harinam is the way. Yeah, Harinam is definitely the way, and otherwise any devotional service, I mean any direct activities in the category of devotional service, like hearing about the glories of the Lord, chanting his glories, remembering the Lord, doing deity worship, offering prayers. What's there? Vandanamarchanam, dasyam, being in the servitorship relationship, friend relationship, surrendering everything to the Lord. I hope I didn't forget anything. There are 9 processes of devotional service were direct activities. So all those activities have this potency to purify the consciousness. So along the performance of our duties, we should do also these direct activities, because these are more potent, and basically performance of duties fills the rest of the time for us. And also, if we perform our duties, then we have this hankering to do direct activities, because we understand then the difference. Because indirect activities definitely will not give so much taste like the direct activities. So if we perform more of them, then we have also more desire to perform the direct ones, but still is recommended to do the duties also. And basically the main activity is hearing, because if we hear, then we are inspired also to improve, and we are developing this desire to become like these personalities, for example, who we are hearing about, if they are Vaishnavas, or we are hearing about the Supreme Lord. So we have the inspiration to be in this association. So this desire, this hankering, is creating this purification. It will be mentioned also in the 10th canto. Is quite advanced topic, but there were gopis when Krishna was playing the flute. Just by this desire, very strong desire to be with him, this or the strongest desire, the more it has effect. So that's why we should also hear about the Lord, about the Vaishnavas, about devotional service, because this desire to be engaged in these activities, this is the something which causes purification. Because Krishna sees that we are interested in him, in Vaishnavas, in devotional service. So that's why he's giving us basically purification of the heart. So that's why also we recommended to be in association of devotees, to read Srila Prabhupada's books, so we can develop these desires. Okay, I think that's it for today. We will continue on Friday. Okay. Srila Prabhupāda ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad-gīta ki jai, Samaveta Bhaktivedanta ki jai.